everybody. Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From, where the only requirement is to be where I come from. It is I, Mr. Tone Deaf. We are back in the building on this Friday. Yay, it's Friday, you know.
Friday.
You know what? They say that at my job, and the very first time I heard them say that, it irritated my soul. It's like, that's the corniest thing I ever heard. But I randomly found myself one day just like, it's Friday. I was like, oh man, it's time for me to get up out of here. Like, it's time for me to get up out of here because but then again, based on where our 9 to 5s are, them Fridays they hit. They hit.
Well,
they hit.
Friday's probably better than yours because I only work half days on Fridays. Sorry.
Oh, don't worry.
You all right?
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
You all right?
I'm okay. I'm definitely okay. But as you can see here today, I am joined by a great friend of mine, a lovely young lady who, honestly, I'm probably the most open with of a lot of people because she don't judge people.
I let you be who you are.
You let me be
where you at.
So whether if I'm ignorant, goofy, silly, super professional,
there most of the time, ignorant.
I'm gonna let you have that because I do. Like when I'm with you, I do.
That's where you be.
That's where I be at. I love it there though. You need that. You need balance. You can't be serious all the time. But unfortunately today, people, the conversation that we are about to have is actually a serious conversation. I am joined by my friend Nicole here with an H. Right. Nicole with the H. You know that's how I have you in my phone. It says Nicole with an H. I got a Michelle with one L.
See what I'm saying?
You gotta say it like that.
My middle name is Michelle with 2 L's.
Right. I'm here with Nicole Michelle. Ooh, that should be your stage name.
That should be it.
Nicole Michelle.
You think so? I'm gonna try it.
Nick Shell.
No.
That's okay. No, I tried. That's high fashion. We're gonna leave it there. Well, we are here to talk about a phenomenal event that she has coming up with a great organization, Common Threads. You're the founder of that, right?
I am.
Where'd that come from?
So it came from God, 100%. Like, I know it was not me.
Right.
But it's obviously a play on words, fashion, right?
Right.
And then with cancer being a common thread. Cancer is a common thread.
Okay.
It has affected everybody. One of us. And so my mom loved fashion. And then with me being in fashion,
right.
That was just what came to me.
Okay.
So that's how that name came about.
How long you been in fashion? Because I think as long as I've known you, you have been considered one of the premier plus size models in the city of Milwaukee.
I want to say it's 12 years
12
here
years?
in Milwaukee. Yep.
So did you get into fashion because of your mom, or you just fell in love with it and that's where we are?
So what happened is when I was younger, when I was a teenager, I was in fashion. My mom actually paid for me to take classes and everything, but then my life changed and I went to the left and had a baby at 16, and so I had to spend the time taking care of my son. So then I still always was interested, and I was like, I'll get back to it one day. And so this lady came into my job and she was doing a calendar, and it was called BBB, Big, Beautiful, and Blessed. And so I ended up becoming a model for them. And so at the first show, they actually had Gigi as one of their designers.
Okay.
And so
shout out to Gigi.
Yep. Gigi was like, I like you. Can you, I want you to come and do this show. And so that's kind of like where it kept going. So I would go to another show. They'd be like, we like you. Can you come walk at this show? And, so it kind of just went from there.
Shout out to Gigi to get you in your new lane.
Gigi, a Gigi collection. And she actually is one of the designers.
I was going to ask you, do you have her as a designer?
Absolutely.
In it? Okay.
Absolutely.
That is what's up.
I'm super excited about that.
I'm super excited about it too, because I know that from a personal level, this means a lot to you. So first of all, what is the event that we're talking about?
So the event is a fashion show, Common Threads for Cancer Awareness Fashion Show. So we're putting cancer awareness and fashion together. Okay. So both of those are my passion. So I figure why not put it together and, honor my mother through it. Right.
So you keep bringing up that you're honoring your mother and everything. What happened to your mom?
So 10 years ago, my mom died from pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
And a lot of people don't know much about pancreatic cancer. The scientists don't know much about pancreatic cancer, but they do call it the silent cancer.
Right.
Because by the time you find out about it, it's already too late. It's generally stage 4. Very few people survive pancreatic cancer, but a pastor here, Pastor Malone, actually survived pancreatic cancer. Okay. And so it can happen, but that's part of getting this awareness out and knowing and understanding that every cancer is different.
It is.
But we still have to do our part and be aware and get screened. And
we do. We do have to get that. I think because things like breast cancer is like one of the biggest things that most people talk about, because we're in Breast Cancer Awareness Month right now as we speak.
Shout out to all the breast cancer survivors.
Definitely shout out to all of them in regards to it. I think we do need to take in consideration there are cancers. Your body as a whole can have cancer anywhere in regards to it. How you eat, how you carry yourself, things you put into your body does play a major factor in regards to that. But things like pancreatic cancer, like you say, it's a silent one. We don't know yet we don't know what triggers it, what gets us there. So when, like you said, when you hear about it, it may be too late. Like recently, we just lost a major part of the neo-soul movement, D'Angelo, to pancreatic cancer and whatnot. So right now, I got Jill Scott on high alert. We need to protect her at all costs because we've already lost Angie Stones this year.
Right.
And now we done lost D'Angelo. Juan said you could take Music Soul Child, but we got to make sure.
I feel like I'm feeling that.
You could take music, but we need to keep Jill Scott because if you take her, my knee.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's your crush. That's your girl.
Look, Jilly from Philly. We can take a long walk in the park after dark.
Real.
I feel safe. You can rob me. I was here with Jilly. I'm good. But okay, so we know that fashion was something really deep in regards to your mom. We know that this is just basically an honor to her. It's the first annual one in regards to it. But why now?
Now because this is the 10th year.
Okay.
This is the 10th year of her death. But I just want to back up for a minute. So you brought up about D'Angelo, and then also Aretha Franklin died from pancreatic cancer. That's true. Alex Trebek died from pancreatic cancer. Michael Landon died from pancreatic cancer. Steve Jobs. Now, I'm naming all of those names because we know them. We didn't know my mom, but cancer don't care
about. It don't care.
Steve Jobs had crazy money, right? He couldn't buy his way out of pancreatic cancer.
And that's the thing I think that should make it hit a lot of people because it's always this stigma that rich folks buy better health.
Right.
But when you look at something like this, it's like Steve Jobs had so much money just off of Apple alone that he's by definition still making money to this day. And
like you think he could just go buy a whole new body,
buy a whole new pancreas for all we know, but he couldn't. Even he had to take the L in regards to that one.
Exactly. So I don't think cancer, like I say, it does not discriminate. It does not care. It's not going to be like, well, she don't got no money, so I'm not going to mess with her. Or, he got a lot of money. I'm not going to mess with him. And that's a baby. I'm not going to mess. Cancer don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care. Does not discriminate in any type of way.
And one thing that I can say, everybody knows somebody that has had cancer in one shape or form.
I walk around and talk to people. And I ask people, do you know somebody who's been dealing with cancer? I haven't met a person yet that does not know anyone.
You can't. Like even just right now, 1,700 pull-up.
Yeah,
like we know Rosetta, and she's loud and proud about that. I have aunties that have died from cancer. My uncle, he actually ended up having throat cancer.
Okay.
He had also a liver disease as well too, but my mom ended up telling me about that, all the things that he had in regards to it. So it's definitely have hit close to home in so many shape or form. I have had exes who we're really good friends who they had breast cancer.
Right.
So it makes you have to like really look and care. I have a friend right now who she literally, we almost lost her.
Right.
We almost lost her, and now she's being an advocate in regards to it. So something like this definitely is needed in regards to communication in regards to it. Let me ask you a question. Let's back up a little. Let's walk away from this. Let's talk about you and your mother.
Okay.
How strong was y'all bond?
My mama was my best friend.
Okay.
So when she got sick and I watched her, dying, because we knew, uh, pretty quickly that she was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And all I kept thinking about was like, who going to go to like my company parties with me, or who am I going to call to be like, Mom, I got these tickets. You want to go? Because she was my go-to person. Like,
that was
I
your
would call
person.
her for every party, and she was going to go and have a blast and be the life of the party, because she always left a lasting impact on everybody.
How did you handle the grief after all of that?
A lot of prayer.
Okay.
So I believe that my relationship with God was at the strongest it had ever been. So I don't tell this part, but maybe 2 years before my mom got diagnosed with cancer, God was making me pray for cancer. Okay. And I didn't understand that what he was doing was he was preparing me,
you
for what was to come with my mother. And so when it started with me taking her to the doctor. Right. She, like, maybe in the summer, midway in the summer, she kept saying her stomach was hurting.
Okay.
And so I took her to a lot of different appointments. They had scans and they did scopes and they did all the stuff, and they couldn't see it. They couldn't find it because the pancreas hides behind the stomach.
It, right.
And so people can't. They just can't find it. So
that would explain why most of the time we don't catch it till stage 4.
Yep, because it's hidden. So we're going through this process, and so I'm taking her to the ER probably twice a week at this point.
Okay.
So the day that we go to the ER, the ER doctor happens to be an oncologist. So we're sharing with him, like, what are her symptoms? And he's like, you know what? Let me check something else out. Right. So he checks her bilirubin level, which is really your liver, but they work hand in hand. And so then he did some sort of different type of scan. And when he did the scan, he showed that there was a mass on her pancreas, and it was wrapped around her blood vessels. And that's how we found out.
Right.
But I remember calling my cousin, Belinda. She had dealt with leukemia. And then a year and a half before her going through leukemia, her sister died of cancer.
Right.
And so she gave me like some of the best advice I ever had. She said, whatever you do, don't cry in front of her. She said, you're already feeling bad about it, and you think you're a burden on people, like, don't cry in front of her.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time in prayer. Like, I was the third shift person because my sister had younger children. I had the older children.
Right.
And so I would stay third shift with my mom. I would stay all night with my mom, and I would go home after and cry and pray. And so in my prayer time, God said to me, I hear who I want, how I want, and when I want. And that in that moment, I knew my mama was going to die, because, we always pray for our loved one to get healed.
Right.
But we have to keep in mind that sometimes they're not going to heal on this side of heaven.
Right.
They're going to heal on that side of heaven.
Right. And I'm kind of glad you bring that up, because a lot of people know that I recently lost my own mother back in July, and she passed. And I tell everybody, I haven't grieved. I haven't had that moment where I'm just breaking down because I lost my mom. I don't feel like I need to. My mom's been sick for 10 years. So I had to watch the highs and lows of her. I had
to kind of grieve that she
wasn't more so a grieving with her, because me and my mom also had a tumultuous relationship.
Okay.
It wasn't bad, it was just, there was things that happened when I was younger, and now that I'm older, we need to have a conversation about these things.
Right.
If you grew up in the 80s, you kind of knew what went on in the world. So our level of parenting was different. Right. So now that I have my own 2 girls, there's a lot of head bumping. But while she was progressively going down, she was expecting me to be more involved. And I was trying to tell her, I want to, but I can't.
Right.
On one side of the coin, I need to heal from us. So restricting my mom to where she was healthy, she was good, she just wasn't mobile anymore, forced us to have a very uncomfortable conversation.
Right.
And that very uncomfortable conversation allowed me to let so much stuff go.
Okay.
So much stuff go. But then over time, now the health really kicked in. Now she's now preparing herself to no longer be here. And I've always been like, I'm the organizing guy.
Right.
I'm the producer of our family in so many words. So if Tony don't know how to make this happen, it's not supposed to happen.
Right.
So she would constantly call me over, prepare me like, hey, I needed this. We got to do this. Here's the will. Here's the rules. I want to be cremated. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to have these conversations. And then she breaks down.
Right.
Okay. Then she breaks down. So I'm like, I want to cry with you, but I can't. I can't cry with you because you need me to pull you back up right now. You need me to be like, Diane, get it together. This is what we can do to get over this hump. Right. This is what I need you to do. These are the rules I need you to follow. This is what I need you to take out. This is what I need you to put in. I had to be that person. Right. So I literally prepared for her to cross over.
Right.
And I wasn't there the day it happened. I was home. Matter of fact, the weekend before, my youngest randomly was like, I want to go by Grammy Diane's house. I had like 5 or 6 recordings that day, so I couldn't take her. I was like, I can't take you today, but we can go Tuesday. Like, I don't have any recordings, so we can go to park that morning after you get out of school, because you get out early today. We can go to park for a while, and then we'll go visit Grammy Diane. That Monday morning, my dad called me. Your mom's not breathing. She's not gonna make it. Jesus. He called the girls' moms. Hey, I don't know how to tell Tony this, but Diane's not here anymore. Can you do it for me?
Wow.
Because he was fault. Now he broke down. I didn't break down. So I lost my mom, and then I sat up and I exhaled. I didn't cry. I didn't mourn. I didn't get sad. I deep sighed like, okay, she's not struggling anymore.
Right.
That's
definitely a way you got to look at it.
Yeah. She's not struggling anymore. She's not stressing anymore. She's not feeling like she's a burden to anybody no more. She's not holding the family back. She's not stopping my dad from going outside and being more than just her 24-hour caretaker.
Right.
I'm not forcing Tony to have to choose between his career, his future, the girls, and be my, take care of me.
Right.
I looked at it like that, and I think that's why I don't grieve like people expect me to. Because it was an outpour. I was like, oh my God, I feel so.
Of course, that's our natural
reaction. And I'm like, I'm good. I even had one of my therapy friends was like, it's been a month. Are you sure you good? You still in shock? It's like, I was never in shock. I'm good. So the fact that here you are 10 years later and you're creating this massive, and believe me, people, this is a massive event she's doing right now. This ain't just, hey, here's a fashion show. Here's 12 of my friends walking down the aisle. No, you are giving back in a major way with this that I'm definitely going to be there. I don't go to fashion shows because I just don't go to fashion shows. That's just your thing.
Hey, there's nothing wrong.
Go to fashion shows.
So I really
but I would definitely be there. And I'm also doing VIP too, because y'all should do VIP, believe me.
El Renee and D Will, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss that.
And if you've never experienced El Renee,
that's a whole experience by itself. If I didn't have to give you nothing else but El Renee,
and that is worth it. It's worth the ticket right there. But I'm proud of you in regards to that. So speaking of that, what do you hope to accomplish with this?
So what I hope to accomplish is for people to stop looking at differences. I feel like we spend so much time looking at people's differences or worried about what they're doing. Like if they are Christian, if they're Muslim, if they're Hindu, or if they don't believe in God, if they're straight or gay or transgender, black, white, whatever. I feel like we spend too much time on that.
Right.
Meanwhile, cancer is running rapid. So I want people to get together, come together, and let's not look at our differences. Let's look at this common thread that is happening in all communities, all races, all cultures, all creeds.
You know what? That's one thing about you that I've always admired. You don't see surface level when you look at people. You judge a person based off their characters and their actions and what they do, not what they look like. you can be in a room full of 20,000 different people, and until they show you who they are, that's all you care about. Yep. You treat them the same. So that's why I'm kind of glad that. And you've been talking about doing this for a while too.
But that came from my mother.
What I'm saying, I think it had to be tied to your mother.
It came from my mother. So, example, growing up, so my parents divorced, right? And we would have maybe a holiday at my house. Let's say we're gonna have Easter at my house, and you come to my house, you're gonna see my mama with her boyfriend, my daddy and his wife. Then you're gonna see my daughter's father with his wife and their children, and then you're gonna see my son's dad with his wife and their children. But that's because I got that from my mother.
Right.
That was something that my mother instilled in me. I do have a younger sister. I say she's my younger sister, but she's only a month younger than me. So y'all do that math. I'm not gonna get all up into that.
I got a sister that's 7 months younger than me.
Yeah, so you understand.
I get it. Yeah.
So, but my mother made sure she was taken care of, and my mother made sure that she didn't feel different than us. So when she came with us for the summer, it wasn't, well, these are my two girls and her, or you know what I mean?
No,
it was like, these
are
my girls. Right. And so when my mother was dying, my sister lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My sister came from Tulsa, Oklahoma, because she was like, I have to see her, because she really left so much in me,
right?
You know, and she loved me despite how everything played out. She didn't make me suffer for what our dad did.
Right. And that's something we definitely have to get away from, because there are so many kids right now who are lost because the adults in the situation wasn't being adults. I always say, like, I have 3 weaknesses in this world: children's, animals, and those who I love. Because all 3 of them didn't ask to be in this situation.
Correct.
You know, so I'm never going to treat a child as if, like, oh, I'm dealing with your mama, but you not my kid. No, like, come on. If I'm going to do this, come on. I don't care. Well, I'm not going to treat you any differently because you didn't ask to be here, and this is not something you need to be punished about in regards to it.
So even now, as we're talking about this common thread, it really truly then is something that came from my mother.
Right.
That's what she taught. You know, she taught us.
What is the overall purpose of common thread? Because that is made. That's a major. That's a dope ass name. Like, I can't.
That was all God. I mean, of course, the play on word, threads, clothes,
right?
And then the fact that people tend to like fashion, right? And then, of course, with the cancer being a something that we all have to deal with, that's just kind of how it came together. That truly was all God, because I don't think I had that to give. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's something that He put in me, but I don't think I could have came up on.
So once the show is done, what's next for Common Thread? Besides you breathing for a minute.
Breathe for a minute, but we're gonna first of all, let me say I have some really amazing people that are helping me. I have Denise Smith, Ruthia, I know, right? And Joanna Jimenez, which is like, these women have really, really been pushing me, and I'm so appreciative. So once we're done, we're gonna take a little bit of break.
Take a vacation.
I'm gonna treat them and let them, get some massages or whatever, so I can, thank them for everything.
You might need to do that the day of the event before y'all even get out there moving and grooving.
Probably ain't gonna have time.
I know.
So we're gonna woosah, but we also talked about we're gonna jump right back in it, because what I am actually working on right now is also turning this into a foundation. So there's more.
And I would have thought it was a foundation to begin with. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yet, but it is going to be a foundation. I do have someone who's going to mentor me through the process.
Okay.
I'm actually going to an event tomorrow in Chicago
now,
for a breast cancer event.
If you need health and wellness coaches, just know that SNA Coaching.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh yeah,
I got you, because one of my specialties. Cheap plug, people. One of my specialties. I know it's my show anyway. It's my show anyway. But one of the things about it is currently right now I am working in regards to grief and trauma counseling as well too. I actually have about a couple of clients. They're not in Wisconsin. I deal with a lot of outside the Milwaukee clients right now, and there are so many people who just need that support to just be able to open up and say, this is how I'm feeling. Help me get to the other side of it.
Right.
And then as a wellness coach as myself, I help you help yourself get there.
For sure.
So I guide you through that. And looking at the situation, especially dealing with a major life-changing event. Even if you in the early stage 1 of having cancer, that's still life-changing.
Oh yeah.
You have to process so much. You have to change who you are. You have to deal with all these new procedures, and you have to look at your life completely different than the way you used to look at it before.
So you brought up something that's important, talking about dealing with trauma. So the lady who was actually going to mentor me, her name is Tasha Joyner, and she has a foundation. The Tasha Joyner Foundation is out of Chicago. And so, like I said, I'm going to a gala tomorrow of hers, but she shared some information with me that I also want to share with the people, and this can relate to you. They are finding a correlation between trauma and breast cancer.
You want to hear something funny? Since working with Savannah in regards to her Lupus Has No Face podcast, you just did her episode not too long ago. I've noticed that stress, trauma ties back to a lot of not just only like surface level feeling, but a lot of internal stress, lot of internal, because your body, when you're stressed, your body gets internally tight.
Absolutely.
And you're overworking your organs and you're overworking your blood vessels, and you're forcing your body to be in a state of, what's the word I'm looking for? Arrest at all times.
Okay.
You know, and that's why like people who have heart attacks and strokes and stuff like that, it's usually during a time frame when they have a high stress level, which is why like high blood pressure and all those things with us in the Black community, that's there not necessarily only because of what we eat, but because how we carry trauma.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. And that's what it is. So that's what they're finding, that generally about 2 years after a person has a traumatic event, which could be a death, it could be a divorce, it could be, you know, something happened with the child, they're finding that breast cancer is showing up. So example, 2 years after my mom died, my sister had breast cancer. So, but she was stage, I think they call it stage 0. So they caught it, they removed her breast, and then they reconstructed it. She didn't have any chemo or radiation.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to bring up too, that I want people to know about, and you know, as we go deeper into the foundation, people need to think about getting genetically tested.
Why?
Because you need to know. You know, I know everybody's not going to want to know, but you still need to know.
You do need to know, because seriously, there's a lot of y'all that look just alike. And y'all don't be knowing who your daddy is, man. And it might be the same daddy, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's another conversation for another show. But no, you should, because a lot of times your genetics determine what you have. Like I used to joke with my friends about the fact that we don't ask the right questions in the dating phase. So when someone asks you about your family history, we as Black people get so offended about, why are you asking me that? We just dating. Like, no, you have to know these things. That's because
who your mama?
Yeah, who your mama? Who your daddy? You need to know these things just simply because, one, you don't want to be related to somebody you like. That's no. But number two, you also want to know where like things are, because autism is on the rise right now, and
I know
a lot of people, autism's on the rise right now. Sickle cell is major in regards to it.
Lupus
is definitely on the rise. These are little things that you may want to learn about, because even if you're dating and you're getting to know a person, these little tidbits of information is things that you can learn to have a better understanding.
Absolutely.
You bring up lupus, and I joke about this with Savannah all the time. I've dated maybe 2 or 3 women who had lupus.
Really?
Yeah. Dated 2 or 3 different women who had lupus, but my lack of knowledge and ignorancy in regards to it, a couple of those relationships went south fast because I just didn't believe. Right. So after working with her in regards to her show and building building her podcast and whatnot, you naturally start learning things as being the producer and being in the room, and you're hearing things and you're seeing things and you're getting a better understanding, to the point where I had to go back to a couple of them and wholeheartedly apologize.
Because you didn't understand.
I didn't understand. And then we got great friends now, because now they feel seen, they feel supported. Right. They have someone who's an advocate with them. So it built our bond stronger. So even if you know somebody's like, well, yeah, my mom had cancer, my cousin had cancer, what kind of cancers they have? Like, is it, all these different things. And sometimes that alone right there makes you be a lot more alert for yourself.
Absolutely.
Because men, we don't go to the doctor.
Right.
We don't.
Y'all don't.
We don't.
That's something that is that'll be part of my foundation, is definitely having a space for men to feel like a safe space for men to be able to talk about it. Because obviously, I don't have a prostate. I'm not a man. So I don't
hope
have
not.
that, right?
There's a lot to explain if you did.
Right. But there's more that comes after that. After a man has prostate, egos are bruised because things may not be working properly. Right. They need to be able to talk about that, because that is a major life change.
It is.
And I want men to be able to deal with that.
And we are definitely going to partner up in that, because the Man Up Project.
Okay.
That's my nonprofit organization that I have with my boy Ishmael. Yeah, we just getting it off the ground ourselves right now. That's our focus too, to create those safe spaces to allow men to have those uncomfortable conversations about things that we can't share with everybody else. Because men, we tend to have to always be strong and tough, and we have to be the backbones of the household. But when do we have the opportunity to be broken? Be vulnerable? Correct. We don't have, like you say, if a man finds out he has prostate cancer, a lot of times we catch that in stage 2, 3, or maybe even 4. So now you have to change her. Or if we do end up catching it early enough that it can be removed and detected, we as men are affected. When our testosterone levels are affected, we are a completely different person.
Absolutely.
And the level of depression that we as men can fall in, not meeting the standards of society and just regular life. Let a man lose a job and watch you see this man crumble.
Correct. So then to be able, not be able
to not be the provider, not be able to and not be into we are just like y'all have days where he's like, I'm not in the mood. We can have those too. Stress plays a major factor on us. And unlike y'all, and I don't hate to say this for y'all, if we don't work, nothing is happening.
Right.
Y'all can supplement. But if we don't work, it's a wrap. It's nothing. And a lot of times,
don't work, don't eat.
In so many ways. So we can't be that individual. We can't be not the best in society's eyes.
It really breaks my heart though that that you got to think about, you got to have to always be strong, and getting cancer doesn't make you weak, you know what I mean?
But anything that makes because anything that makes a man perceive as vulnerable, society beats down on them even more for not being strong. Like finding out a man has breast cancer, it makes some men look at it like, how'd you get a woman's disease? Like, whoa, hold on, bro. That's not a woman's disease. Let's fix the ignorancy real quickly.
So, as part of this Common Threads for Cancer Awareness, we are doing a video.
Okay.
And it's called The Common Thread of Cancer. And one of the people that we are interviewing is Clyde Redmond from Redmond.
Shout out to Redmond.
Yeah. And so he had breast cancer, which is rare.
It is.
So we'll be interviewing him on Sunday.
Okay. Is this like for anybody to come to and view, or y'all just doing a private recording?
We're doing the model call. So another thing, model call Sunday at the Sherman Phoenix. I don't know the address. Sorry. From 4 to 7.
So for those of y'all who don't know the address, the Sherman Phoenix, the address is 3635 West Fond du Lac Avenue.
Well, by the time this airs, it'll be over, but that's okay.
Okay. I still want to say that.
But we're going to also be interviewing people. So starting at 12 o'clock, we're going to start at one place, and we have 4 people to interview.
Okay.
And then we're going over to the Sherman Phoenix, and we're going to have the model call. And then we're also going to be interviewing a few people for.
Oh, y'all working
together. Oh, we working.
Y'all working.
This year, we not joking.
Yes,
and
as you shouldn't.
It's going to become bigger than that. So the video is just a snippet of what's really to come in 2026.
We don't want to.
Part of the foundation.
We ain't telling nobody nothing else.
That's all.
They got to show up.
Right.
Because you about to show out. You know what I'm saying?
God is going to show out.
For sure. He been showing out for all my peoples lately. Like, even me, there's a lot of stuff going on with me that I ain't told nobody about yet. But
sometimes you just got to hold it right here and let God do what he going to do.
As the famous words of the great poet, Kendrick Lamar. Sometimes you just got to pop out and show niggas.
You got to pop out, right?
You just got to pop out and show niggas. So we've talked about this phenomenal event and everything. When does it happen? Where is it happening at?
It is happening November 9th.
Okay.
At the Clybourne, 2202 West Clybourne. VIP is at 3:00. Again, you don't want to miss VIP. I'm just going to say El Renee. I'm going to say nothing else about it. That's all we got to say about that. And then general mission, and then the show will begin at 4:00.
Okay.
We do have vendors. We have a lot of different vendors.
Yeah, what are some of the vendors?
I have Basket Bliss, which is Stacy Green, I believe is her last name. Stacy the Vet is her name.
Okay, that was like Stacy something.
I also have Queenie Creations, which is one of my friends. She does everything. Today I was in Sherman Phoenix and spoke with May. I know it's just terrible. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. The lady who has like the skin care inside the Sherman Phoenix. Classic. Okay. Shout out to Marie. We gotta help our sister. So
no doubt.
Who else? There's some more. I don't.
We don't need to know. We just need to know.
I'm just so excited that is, and every last one of them have been affected by cancer.
Okay, that's what's even dope about it. I remember me and you were off camera talking about that part, that every single entity that is tied to this event has some direct personal connection to cancer itself, which once again, that's that thread. That's that woven thread that goes along in regards to it. Right. I'm excited. Oh,
I do have to mention the hostess that do the mostest.
I was waiting for it.
Jamila Kearney.
Okay.
I'm telling you, she just by herself.
If you have never experienced the tales of two Jamilas, Kearney is just I love her because every time I walk in the room, she gave me a title that I wear proudly. And every time I walk in the room, she'll be like, Tone, the hardest working man in podcasting. She will say it, and she will say it loud and proud. It is never,
I love her.
And I love her for that in regards to that. So I'm excited. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you in so many ways because I've watched your journey. We've known each other for a while. You've done, you are a part of the TDR family.
I am.
And, in more than one ways. The crazy part about it is all 3 of y'all had a podcast together on the network. So the fact that y'all are family, I was going to show up just naturally off the fact that we've had to talk about this vision a long time ago.
Right?
And it's not the way you explained it, or maybe you're just not showing it now, but I can't wait to see your vision. I'm coming with my camera.
Please
I'm coming with my professional camera. And I want to capture all of this, even if it's just from my own personal files, to say 10 years later, do you remember this?
So that sounds like you volunteering something.
Nope, I'm not. Nope, get somebody else to do it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Get somebody else to do that.
Oh, I thought you
this for me.
Sponsoring some
time. Nope.
So.
I want to enjoy it. See, that's the great thing. I'll bring my camera, but I want to enjoy it too. This is one of them times, like second or third annual one. I got you. For this one, I got to experience. I got to experience.
It's gonna get bigger. I'm already have God is already downloading to me next year, which I didn't expect. So, but I need you guys to support.
Well, because people are supporting you. This is. I hate to say that cancer is such a major thing in society that people feel obligated to support it, because like you said, it affects somebody and they just want to find somebody local a lot of times to pour into. And you are being blessed left and right. You don't even got to tell, no, we don't need to know on this show. We just know
I'm just being blessed that I'm able to even execute
exactly
this.
You're being blessed left and right,
you know. So if you want to buy tickets, you can go on Eventbrite,
or you can come to TDR,
or you can go to Jazzy Ray Jewels.
Exactly.
So we do have physical tickets as well as Eventbrite. Or hit me up on comment threads, the number 4 cancer on Facebook and IG. My Gmail is comment threads, the number 4 cancer.
I tag y'all, and anytime I make a post, I make sure I tag y'all with it.
So hit us up. You can hit my inbox. You can contact Ruthia Evans Humphrey. You can contact Denise Smith. You can contact Joanna Jimenez. It's, all of our names are all over.
It is, y'all. I see y'all out there. I see y'all working. I'm proud of every last one of y'all.
If you see the post, share it.
Share it. It's free to share.
And now I'm going to use the words of Ruthia. She said, bring your baby mama, your baby daddy, your side piece.
I'm so mad at her for that comment.
Just bring the whole family. I don't care if you got 2 separate families, bring them together. Let's talk about it, because that's still a common thread.
It's still a common thread. So with that being said, people, we've come to the end of this episode because unfortunately me and Nicole, we get sleepy.
I'm tired. Well, I've been on tour today.
Yeah, you've been on tour.
This is my 4th.
Like, what y'all don't understand, so this y'all gonna be watching this on Monday, but she been on tour all Friday. It's like when I tell you she woke up in front of somebody's camera, damn near finna go to bed in front of somebody's camera. But I'm glad to have you here. You are always welcome to come back, no matter what we're talking about. It does not have to be about this. Bring the family, bring the crew, bring the models. If you just like,
for sure.
Bring them. Juan would love the models.
We're not bringing them here. But I do appreciate your support. I really do. It means so much to me. So I just want to thank you.
I'm always going to support you. You could have just been walking up and down 27th Street. I'm still going to be out there.
No. No, that's not. That ain't a good look. I'm not trying to get sponsorship like that. You ain't walking up and down 27th Street.
You can walk. Just don't rub no thighs. Just don't want no thighs. That's what I'm saying.
How can I not?
With that being said, people, we come to the end of this episode. Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms at Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever else you listen to your podcast at. Make sure you check out everybody here on TDR Network. As you can see, I'm the largest podcast in the Midwest, and I'm forever growing. Also, as we said earlier, I am now a life coach, but I'm not just any kind of life coach. I'm a business entrepreneur, small business, career, trauma, whatever you need. I'm going to be honest with you. I can actually probably help you get your shit together because I've been through it already. But make sure you go and check the website out at S&A, so SANDA coaching.com, and just go ahead and book yourself a free consultation. If anything, I'll sit down and figure out what you need, and that's for free. Now, everything else you got to pay for.
That's right.
But with that being said, we are out of here, people. Peace.